Hope you all had a happy new year and managed to spend some time with family and friends overnight.
You too.
New Year's Eve was a successful police operation. There was a visible police presence right across the Adelaide CBD and in suburban areas, as well as a focus on beach areas. The usual large events were seen right across the state, and the majority of the public were well behaved. Alcohol did play a part in most of the incidents that police attended overnight. Declared public precincts were operational in the CBD and in Glenelg during the New Year's Eve operation, which saw 33 people removed from the area and 15 people arrested. Prior to the police operation commencing, SAPOL made it clear there would be widespread random drug and alcohol testing across the state. Over 4,700 drug and alcohol tests were conducted, and 29 drivers returned a positive result to alcohol and 8 returned positive samples to drugs. 2 men were caught drink driving in separate incidents, but recorded the same reading of 0.243. The 2 men, a 57-year-old man from Wistow and a 52-year-old called O'Halloran Huell, were both issued with 12 months instant loss of licences and will face court at a later date. The number of lives lost on the state's roads reached 117 for 2023, compared to 71 in 2022. This is the highest toll since 2010, when it was 118. Each life lost on our road means the loss of a family member, a friend, a community member. Each life lost means so much more than a number. I'd just like to talk about a number of incidents that have happened across the weekend, just as general operational incidents that have happened. Police at about 8:45 last night on Sunday the 31st of December, police and emergency services were called to the sand dunes near Lake George Road, near Beachport, after reports that an 18-year-old Victorian man had been hit by a ute. The grey Toyota 2-door ute did not have any registration plates and drove away from the area. The victim was taken to hospital for treatment of leg injuries. Anyone who recognises the vehicle or has information about the identity of the driver is asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000 or online at www.crimestoppersa.com.au. An image of that ute is posted on the SA Police News website. Just after 8 p.m. on the 30th of December, police and emergency services were called to Avondale Gardens Road after reports that a woman had been hit by a car. A 32-year-old Menindee woman suffered serious injuries and was taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital for treatment. Sadly, she died in hospital overnight. Major crash officers attended the scene along with detectives from Eastern District CIB to examine the circumstances surrounding the incident. The driver is known to the woman, and following an investigation, a 33-year-old Menindee man has been arrested and charged with causing death by dangerous driving, driving without due care and endangering life. He'll be bailed to appear in the Adelaide Magistrates Court on the 13th of March. As you're all aware, there was a significant incident on the Barrier Highway yesterday where a truck driver has been arrested following a fatal traffic crash involving a freight train at Bindara near the New South Wales border. At about 10:30, emergency services responded to reports of a crash involving a freight train and a road train on the Barrier Highway. The impact of the crash caused the locomotive to catch fire and several train carriages to derail, blocking the entire highway. Sadly, the 2 train drivers, 2 men from Port Augusta aged 48 and 57, died in the crash. The truck driver, a 75-year-old Queensland man, was taken to the Broken Hill Hospital for treatment of minor injuries. The incident is being investigated by South Australia Police, including major crash, and with the assistance of other emergency services from New South Wales. The Barrier Highway remains closed, and it will do for some time. It's a complex scene. Cranes have been brought in from Adelaide in order to assist with the clean-up, and the highway will be impacted for some time. So anybody making travel plans that involve going along the Barrier Highway are urged to consider alternative routes. We don't know how long it will be, but clearly it will be some time. As a result of this incident, Major Crass have subsequently arrested the truck driver and charged him with 2 counts of causing death by dangerous driving, and he will appear in the Port Pirie Magistrates Court tomorrow. Overnight, there was another fatal incident on Road Terrace in Medindie. At 6:45, police responded to a call to the intersection of Road Terrace and Fitzroy Terrace after reports of a crash involving a car and a motorcycle. As a result, the motorcyclist, a 23-year-old Elizabeth man, was taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital in a critical condition, and he has since passed away. The driver of the car, a 30-year-old Northfield man, has been arrested and charged with causing death by dangerous driving and aggravated driving without due care, and will appear in the Adelaide Magistrates Court in March 2024. An incident occurred on the southeastern freeway involving a stolen car on Sunday the 31st of December, whereby the stolen vehicle was detected at high speed. Following the detection and confirmation that the vehicle had been stolen, a pursuit occurred, following which the vehicle was spiked shortly after near the toll gate at Glen Osmond. Shortly after spiking the vehicle, the occupants left it and ran off and were arrested shortly thereafter by police, who quickly responded and quickly apprehended the 2 people after the incident. As a result, the driver of the vehicle, a 40-year-old Parafield Gardens man, and the passenger, a 36-year-old Burton woman, have been arrested and will appear at court at a later date. They're the main incidents that have occurred over this weekend. I'll now pass over to Alex to talk about SAS.
Do you mind if we just answer you some questions?
Sure. No, it goes SAS first and we'll come back.
Hello everyone. Overall SA Ambulance been pretty happy with the community's response to New Year's Eve. We experienced a stable workload through the night, which was really good, and we did urge people before the event to party safely, and we seem to think that they've done that, which is great, and they've also taken care of each other in doing so. So overall, we had 377 000 calls from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m, which is about 16% more than this time last year. We attended 215 incidents through the same time band in the metropolitan area, which is up on the 194 for the same time last year. There was about 140 patients transported to hospital during that time as well. Overall, the incident count across the state was up. We had 321 incidents, which is about an 18.6% increase on last year for the same seven-hour period. That's about it.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Maybe that was a litany of incidents over a very short period of time. How devastating is this? We've just barely gone into the first day of the new year, and we've had tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, it appears.
It is. It's been a very, very busy period for police, acknowledging that whilst the rest of the community are out celebrating New Year's Eve, police are responding to incidents of this nature, police and other first responders, so the impact is significant. It's important to understand that the road toll, the lives lost on our roads, reached 117, which is significantly higher than it did in 2022. And as I said, each life lost on our road It's the loss of a loved one. It's the loss of a family member, a friend, a community member. It's not just a number. So the impact is significant over the last couple of days, both on first responders and also those family members and friends that have been impacted by some of these road tragedies.
Can you give us any more context or information on the first fatal crash at Medindi, the death of the 32-year-old woman?
Yeah, I'm not able to at the moment. The matter's currently before the court, so I won't be able to.
Is there any chance of an upgrade of those charges, anything more serious than what he was charged with?
The matter's still before the court, so and still subject to investigation. So at this point in time, it's too early to make any comment about that.
Just no aggravated element in that charge.
I'm not 100% certain, sorry, so I'll have to get back to you on that.
Is CCTV forming part of that investigation?
That's part of consideration for investigators, but as I say, I can't really reveal too much about the actual investigation because it is currently before the courts.
Did you speak to any witnesses that night?
I don't have the information, sorry. So I'd expect so.
Can you talk us through a bit more of the behaviour of what happened on the freeway last night? The disqualified driver was speeding 137 kilometres an hour. How dangerous is this on New Year's Eve when people are out trying to enjoy their night? Yeah, well, clearly it'd be expected there'll be other road users on the southeastern freeway. Obviously, the holiday period, people going to various events New Year's Eve, so it is irresponsible and dangerous driving. And thankfully, no further harm was caused, and the driver and the passenger were arrested shortly after. Police had just spiked the car on the freeway at about 5 o'clock. How difficult is that operation for police to carry out during such a busy period?
Yeah, that was obviously done with operational considerations in mind and undertaken from what I understand, undertaken safely and enable the safe arrest of the occupant and the driver shortly thereafter. Just on the death of the motorbike incident at North Adelaide, we were saying before, 117 now lives lost on our road. What do you think South Australians need to do to heed the message about the catastrophe on our roads at the moment? I think, coming back to my earlier point, understanding that the lives lost on our roads are much more than a number. They are lost of a loved one. They're a family member, a friend, a community member, so much more than just a number. So just reflecting and focusing on the fact that the loss of a life on the States Road is the loss of a loved one and can have a personal impact on people.
Going back to the road terrorist fatality, you mentioned the aggravated driving without due care. What was the aggravated element involved in that? Was it drugs? Was it alcohol?
I don't have that information, sorry.
Do we know if the 32-year-old who was killed at Medindi, if she was on a bike when she was hit?
Not that I'm aware of. Matter's still subject to investigation, but that's not information that I'm aware of.
The man that was hit in the dunes, what is his condition at the moment?
He sustained leg injuries. He's been taken to hospital and treated in hospital, not considered life-threatening.
It's considered a hit run, essentially.
Yes.
What sort of road safety message campaigns will police be launching into the new year to see that we do not have the same lives lost on our roads as we did? Yeah, I don't have any information on that right now.
Do you have any description of the intersection where the train and the truck hit? Was that at a train crossing, or what sort of quality of the scene? I don't know if Major Crash had any comments about that. Yeah, that'll be all part. That'll be a consideration as part of the Major Crash investigation. They'll do the crime scene analysis, including the issues that you've just asked. Obviously, it's a remote area, it's an arid area, and those issues will all be looked at as part of the Major Crash investigation.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.